That positivity has a ripple effect, and that will change the world. We're going to Washington, D.C.
Yes, what I need to hear.
That is what I want to hear. That is the best. So it is recap time for season 2 of the Unconventional Life vlog. It's quite fitting because where this whole journey all began is sitting in this exact chair here at VaynerMedia at Hudson Yards, New York City, where I attended 4Ds. And it was at that moment that I decided that I had to come to New York and have a crack at chasing a dream, and yeah, it all actually started in this seat. Life is too long and life is too short. You know, it's too long to be unhappy and it's too short to not do what you want to do. And why don't we do things? It's because we're scared of what we don't know. Today, what you're going to see is a recap of the last 6 months and what has happened, and it has been a rocky ride and a really interesting journey. Very different to season 1, actually. So join me on recapping the Unconventional Life here from VaynerMedia.
Step outside and they figure out whether or not they were faking themselves out or if they weren't.
Yeah.
And like you've done it on such a crazy level.
Yeah. I know. And you know, like I feel, and it's so interesting for the kids because they're just, it's like I refer to it as like they've got a front row seat in dream chasing. I came with the intention of learning more about personal branding. And I think that where I was from, that was still not really being understood or talked about. And so I wanted to understand, like, what does it really mean? What's the commerciality behind it? And how do you intentionally create a personal brand for your business? So in the last 6 months, big things have happened in New York. This is one of them, the vessel at Hudson Yards. How cool is that? Very, very impressive. But there's also been a lot happening in my journey. It's been an interesting season, this one, because there have been, I think the first season was so much more just like having lots of meetings and it was pretty cash. The second season has really been much more about the reality of trying to get the business going here, and I've had some pretty bad days. I know that there was a time that we went through where I had one vlog day where every meeting I went into, they just kept saying no one would need my services here. That was pretty rough. I went through root canal, but on a good side, I did heaps of talks. At one point I was doing a public speaking talk nearly every week. Sel Watts, I'm the founder of a consulting firm that I started in Australia. You may have recognised the accent, and I've recently brought to New York, and we work specifically with small to medium businesses, founders and entrepreneurs on leadership, management and growth. And I love this space. There's pretty much every mistake that's been made in business, I've also made it, but a lot of them I've rectified as well. I am really clear on why I'm doing what I'm doing and what impact I'm trying to make in my boys' lives, boys' lives firstly, and then to anybody else that's interested. When I get the judgment and the people's disagreement with what I'm doing, it's just water off a duck's back. Like it doesn't bother me because I'm so clear. And whenever I notice that I get knocked by anyone's judgment, I know that I'm not clear on what I'm trying to do. And we need to have more conversations about mental health in entrepreneurship because it's very dangerous. Jimmy, there's so many different elements that I could talk about just from being here 6 months that I think, I think they're interesting. I'm finding it very interesting, but I think that they're things that people don't consider.
Yeah, I definitely think you would be a great fit for the panel. It's on February.
We won a heap of clients and we've now delivering work. So there's been some amazing wins too. So I have to say, I'm feeling pretty depleted after the last 6 months, but at the same time, every time I think, oh my gosh, I'm depleted, I don't think I can go another day, I then, get out in the city again and I'm so inspired and I'm so pumped up again. So it's this just constant, it's just an incredible life experience. Chasing dreams, having a crack. Whoa, it's full on.
So what's the hardest part about the city life, anything around your business or anything like that?
Look, the hardest part about the whole thing is not having the kids with me. That's just, so I have the best day ever, and then I'll be on the subway home and burst into tears. So it's this emotional roller coaster of living my dream, having this incredible experience, and then just being so heartbroken or heart-wrenched all the time. But I've always known it's a moment in time, and I believe in the strategy, and but I never once expected it to be easy. I never expected that part to be easy. It was always going to be hard. So that's, that is what it is. I think just it's like living on another planet, and I think I didn't expect how different it would be doing business and just living here. It's not the same as being a tourist, or even though I spent years and years coming back and forth all the time, I hadn't truly lived here and tried to integrate. And the people are really different. The way things are done is really different, and I loved the learning. I've absolutely loved the learning, but it has not come easily at all. I've never done anything that has been as personally challenging as this. And the other thing is that I'm so jet lagged from coming back from Australia, and I have not slept for 3 nights. Actually, longer than that because I didn't sleep on the plane. So I need gentle imaging, gentle lighting to deal with my jet lag. How I do things, like how I used to do things in Australia, doesn't work here. So I've had to just constantly and I say fine tuning rather than pivoting, because it's not, pivoting feels too big. Fine tuning is I'm just going to tweak that pitch or tweak that email or change that language just a little bit, and it's amazing what a difference it makes. And then I couldn't even tell you all the things that have gone wrong this week. So yeah, I feel exhausted, but I feel like I just need to stop, reset, get my mindset right. I know that I'm attracting more shitty stuff because I'm just now I've got to deal with that obstacle. Oh my God, another obstacle. Oh my God, another smash in the face. And it's I just need to stop, press pause, go, mindset right, do some meditation, and then go, okay, I'm in a bit of a spiral of crap right now. But this was never going to be easy, but I probably didn't expect it to be as hard as what it is. But also at the same time, I feel like in the last 2 weeks we've started to make progress. Always leave with plenty of time, especially if you're traveling around New York City, because you can never trust the subway.
Now we've made up for our time.
You can never trust Helen's directions.
That's great.
We went further than we needed to.
You want to go back to that one where there's...
Yeah. And it's quite a bit of a walk at all.
So weird. Okay, well we can just choose one.
And it's always better to have space to then rejuvenate, let the sweat dry up before going into the meeting. Today I wanted to really talk about what is this all about. So basically, there are 3 things that I am passionate about. One is small to medium businesses, and I'm going to tell you why soon enough. 2 is New York City. I think it is the heartbeat of the universe. And 3, living a no plan B life. So what does that mean? Well, it's all about breaking society's boundaries and rules and doing exactly what is true to you. So that's what I'm all about. Best thing about the last season or season 2 has definitely been the fact that we've been able to do the work that we want to do, and we've won clients, and people have loved our work. Everything we've done, we've got the best feedback on. And whilst I would have loved to have done more, I'm really proud of getting some really good clients, doing really meaty work, and getting awesome feedback. So I just want to make sure.
This is my card.
Thank you. Did I give you mine?
United States, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm
That's
so
nice.
I'm so happy I met you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Hopefully
That's
keep in
so
touch,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so
definitely.
much.
I would love to do
You're
that.
really inspiring.
That's definitely given me confidence and made me feel like, you know, there's absolutely a need for what we do. I've no doubt about there's a heap of need for what we do. Our ideal target market is right here in New York City waiting for us. So I'm definitely feeling way more positive and know that I can achieve what I want to achieve here. The biggest is just going to take time, and I think that's my biggest learning. Everything takes longer than you expect. This is going to take longer than I planned, but I'm really confident and positive about what we are doing. So that has been awesome about this season.
Sel's being interviewed by CNN Airplane or Airport. Is it CNN
Airport.
Airport? Yeah.
So you're a member of Primary. Why do you like working here at Primary?
Well, I love the community that is created here. A lot of entrepreneurs, business owners that are fulfilling their dreams. Personal view is people don't chase their dreams. They are stuck with society's boundaries that this is how I'm meant to live, and if I've got a dream and I happen to be a 40-year-old mum, unfortunately I can't chase that dream. Whereas I'm trying to show, yeah, you can. You just got to take the puzzle pieces out of your life, like your puzzle pieces out and put them in a different way. Just got to, you know, and push those society's boundaries aside and just go and do things. And if you're really clear on why you're doing it, then you can make it happen. One of my goals coming to New York was to do as many talks as I could do, and that has been a real feature for season 2. We went to Washington.
So familiar, I don't know.
Oh, must be because of YouTube.
I feel like I've seen you before.
I really struggled. So my board meetings, I was like a toddler having a tantrum because someone else was playing with my toy. I felt I was behaving that way because I didn't feel needed anymore. I didn't have to have all the answers. The business didn't actually need me to run. And that's actually what I wanted. That's what we all want. We want our businesses to be able to run without us. And I had worked 10 years to try to get my business to this point. And when I got there, I didn't feel like I'd achieved my goal. I felt insignificant, and I felt redundant, and I felt not needed anymore. And that wasn't a great feeling shown in my behaviour. And I've seen this so many times, people feeling like that, and I think that we all have a tendency of being the hero in our businesses. And did a cool talk, done a few at Microsoft. Because it is a life filled with rejection and issues and people, staff issues, clients being grumpy at you, having money, then not having money. It's just such a roller coaster ride, and that's the game. And if you don't have the stomach for it, I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of, but it's really about your grit at the end of the day and your ability to keep getting up every single day and getting back out in the ring, ready to be punched again. One that's really relevant to me at the moment, being 6 months in, is that thinking about things and planning and preparing does not give you the answers. You get the answers by doing. And so there are so many things in the last 6 months, if I look back, that in hindsight I would do differently. Some of those things maybe I could have foreseen if I'd done some different preparation, but most of it I've learnt by just going out there and doing, and I've had to make a lot of pivots and iterations and understanding how you guys can't understand a thing that I say, and I have to change how I pitch and all of these things. But I wouldn't know this stuff if I just didn't do it. So if for those of you that are thinking about stuff, seriously, just stop thinking and just do it, because ultimately life is too long and life is too short. It really is. It's too long to not do what you want to do and keep thinking and thinking and thinking, and it's too short to not do what you want to do, you know? And so we've got this amazing opportunity here. We're all so privileged to live a dream, and I think some people think it's fluffy, but really my whole view on life is who cares what anyone thinks? Like I'm here from Australia. I've got 3 little boys in Australia that are waiting for me to make it here to bring them over. I'm making enormous sacrifices, but I really believe in dream chasing. And I don't think we really have that much to lose. And so I just implore everyone in this room, if there's anything that you want to do that's inside you, like just have a crack, because no one gives a shit. You know, it's your life, and you'll regret it if you don't. One at primary.
You know, what does it look like for you in terms of the percentage of time that you give to, like, I don't know, market research, personal development, you know, understanding your competitors or strategizing, things like that you, what does your day look like? Summed up, right?
So I spend no time on competitors at all.
Yeah.
And I get that in some industries, like, that may be important, and I've had coaches along the way say, but I just find it a distraction, and I don't really care. This is my journey of doing what I'm really good at and putting out the way I want it. And I think that sometimes you can, if you're looking over, actually, you know, it was quite interesting. I was watching my sons do a running race, and the faster one kept looking over at his brother. And he was by far the fastest, but he lost the race because the other one was just like that. And I always do this. I put them together and go, I've got a great business lesson for you now, just from this running race that you just did. But I don't look at competitors. I spend a lot of time on personal development and development of my skills in business. We did Vayner today. Maybe there is an impact that it can make on the world. And the mission is about really understanding what that is. So how this is used, this tool, is when you have to make decisions around your client or customer. So if you have a situation where, what do we do with this? You pull out your mission, and your mission should guide you. So I've been able to get out and talk about what I'm doing and who I am, and that's super, super important, coming here with no network or credibility. So that was my focus, and I'm really happy we ticked that off, and I'm going to do more and more and more, but I'm really pumped with how well we went with our talks.
To Smart Hiring for Startups and Small Businesses. I'm here with Sel Watts, the founder and people experience expert of What's Next and What's Next PX.
So closing out from GV's office, which is a pretty cool place to close out. Had such a good night tonight. I love coming here and talking to the guys, and just, we're all in the tribe. Hey, I'm closing out. Do you want to come and close out?
You're closing out?
Closing out.
Instagram Live, we'll close out.
How should we close out my vlog?
What episode is it? What's the theme of the episode? Anything? Thanks, John.
We don't know what episode it is.
So
we've put so many out.
Document, don't create, and just wing it and have a crack.
He's been watching my vlog.
Has been.
Some time off. Which way are we going?
This way.
It's time to take some time off. The summer has arrived in New York, which means it's time to get out and go back to Oz, have a vacation, rest, rejuvenate, get ready for season 3. It has been an epic 6 months, and actually 12 months. I'm learning so much, having the most incredible experience, pushing myself out of my comfort zone and stretching my limits to the max. And that's what it's all about. So I'm going to head off, take some time, and I will be back for season 3. And I hope that you keep watching, subscribe, and I've got something different in. I've got something different planned for the. Yeah, he wants to be on the camera. Hey, man.
How you doing, man? My name is
Yep. All types. I've got something exciting planned, I think, for season 3. We're gonna mix it up a little bit. Subscribed. What are you doing? You need to subscribe because subscribe, and don't forget to subscribe. For watching, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe. subscribe.
Close
Don't
that.
forget to subscribe. Fire. Oh, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. It's awesome. Thank you. Mwah.